Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Chris, your sneaker professor, and this episode of Sneaker Predictions for 2024 is much different than the last few episodes that I did focused on big sneaker companies. So let's get into this discussion, because if you've ever considered creating your own sneakers, this won't go into deep detail, but it might help you out a little bit to see some companies who are doing it that you may not have heard of. Let's jump into it. All right, so first, I have to give a big shout out to Sneaker Impact. If you look over here to the side, you guys can go to the website, sneakerimpact.com. And Sneaker Impact is one of the best companies in the country. Why? Because all of those old sneakers that you have sitting in your closet that you don't wear anymore, that you think are done, they probably still have a little bit of life left in them. And if you want to recycle them without having to figure out where to send it to or what you need to do, you can visit sneakerimpact.com and you can basically request a bag. And once you get that bag, you put the shoes in there and you ship them off, and it's all free of charge. It's a fantastic opportunity to do something good for underserved communities around the world where they don't have an abundance of sneaker stores available, but people need footwear. Sneakerimpact.com, check them out. Let's jump into the discussion. So, about a week ago, actually, I take that back. Since last year is now last year, and I can say that and make it sound like a long time ago, I was hit on an inbox by a sister who has her own sneaker company, and it's called J. Marie Premium Sneakers. Now, you can see the shoes over here to my side, and what I found when I started writing her, I wrote her a big, long response about her website, and what I said is, why are the shoes being made in Italy? If you're creating a new product, and it's going to be a more expensive product, and I'm going to click through here so you can see the pricing on some of the things. You have a $270 shoe, a $239 shoe. In my head, I get that what she's doing is she's creating footwear for a consumer that wears heels. Now, it's not all for just women, but she's creating this footwear because she had problems with her feet and she couldn't wear heels anymore, but she wanted a unique looking shoe that could double as a fashion accessory. And I was like, it's a cool concept. I get it. You're going to teach people about foot health and things like that, and you're going to give them a stylish looking shoe made in Italy. But then I started thinking about it, and this is her link tree. If you visit the website, if you don't, you know what? I'll put the link for the link tree in the description so you can check it out. And I'll put a link to the website here if you actually like the shoes that are on the site. I'm not trying to get you to buy anything. The only sponsored part was Sneaker Impact. But what I'm doing is building a discussion on footwear and the prediction, which is people who are looking to jump into footwear production are going to find themselves capable of working with companies in the United States. And that's a big claim to make. And I begin that, and I'm going to jump over here to COMUNITYmade, which is a company that's in downtown Los Angeles. Now, you probably haven't heard of them, but you have J. Marie, makes the shoes in Italy. And then you have a company like COMUNITYmade where the shoes are made in downtown Los Angeles, and you have a vast array of different styles. Now, both companies are creating expensive shoes. But that expense lies in the fact that the production is done, one, Italy, using premium materials, in America, so you're actually paying people what they're supposed to be paid for making these sneakers. Now, we love Nike and we love Adidas and these bigger brands, but they make so many shoes they can keep their costs down. COMUNITYmade is a company that's making the shoes when you order them. So let's say you wanted this men's Eastsider. You see that it's $359, but it's going to be handmade, and it doesn't get made until you place your order. So you have to wait, like this one is March 15th, 2024 delivery if you order by 1/31/24. So you have this time between when you're going to get your product. And that waiting period, a lot of people don't have the patience for it. So we simply go for what's cheap. But getting quality products is extremely important. And with Community Made, the reason I would elevate Community Made over a J. Marie, and I hate to do this because she's starting a business and I'm pitting her against this other company, is because this company, if your shoe rips, like I have several pair of Community Made shoes, the tongue on it, I ripped it. It wasn't anything with the construction. I was just doing something goofy and I ripped the shoe. I wrote them. They sent me a label. I shipped the shoe back. They repaired it and sent it back to me. You can get the shoe repaired. Now, this takes me to another company that's doing a pre-order right now. And the pre-order is a company, 99 Products. You saw my Midnight Marauders video that I did on the composite version of the Carver for 99 Products. Now, why am I bringing 99 Products into the discussion? Because I was talking about making to be remade. This is a pre-order, and the pre-order is for a $120 shoe. When you compare that to Community Made and J. Marie, what you get is a product that's cheaper, but this is what's interesting about this sneaker. And I'm reading this to you. The sole is attached to the upper without glue. Now, I have a sneaker. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go get this sneaker, and it's from a big brand. I'm going to get this sneaker. 1 second. All right, so I'm back, and what you see is a Saucony box. I'm really, like, the jacket that I'm wearing is by Outerknown, which is Kelly Slater's brand. Outerknown makes apparel that's a lot more sustainable. I've become a lot more engrossed in buying shoes that are better for the environment. As many Jordans and Nikes and Adidas and stuff, as many of those sneakers that I have, I bought this Saucony because it's made in the same way that this Golda sneaker is made. Now, the problem with this Saucony is I bought it, and within a day, the toe ripped. I didn't even get to wear the shoes that long. You know, so, and it ripped, and then I wore it for another week, and I was like, all right, this looks bad. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take the other shoe. But it ripped. I got a lot of compliments on the shoes for the week that I wore it. But they did replace it. Saucony replaced it. But this shoe is made in the exact same way. In other words, it's made so it could be disassembled and reassembled. So I'm going to put the Saucony down. And all of that noise, I apologize for it. But I wanted to bring that up because 99 Products is a smaller company. And what they did was create this shoe to be attached without glue so it doesn't end up in a landfill. And what they want you to do is when you buy it, you wear it, you can find a local shoe repair place. Hence, only 120. You're not sending it back to them. But if you find a local cobbler, then you can have the shoe repaired. Now, here's what I find interesting. 99 Products could partner with Community Made and create a program where the Golda can go back to Community Made. Community Made gets paid, and your shoe gets remade and you can wear it again. Now, that's really, if you don't understand how important that is, I don't know if you're looking at the right sneaker station. It's really an interesting thing that's going to take place this year. I think smaller companies, like I said, are going to get a lot of pressure because Nike's discounting, Adidas is discounting, and people are going to buy cheap shoes. But I also think that sneaker consumers are getting smarter about the options that they have. And we, and I'm calling us sneaker consumers, we are going to start buying things that we like, that we want to get that's going to last longer. We're going to be a lot more conscientious about what we're doing because all of these sneakers that we're getting, they end up just sitting. Now, I can take, and I'm picking up this Saucony again, I can take this and send it to Community Made, and I could have Community Made repair the shoes. I could have them repair it. But they've been sitting here in my office. They're not even sitting at home. They've been sitting in here for almost a year. I buy a lot of stuff that I don't need, and we are all doing that. And these companies are typically growth companies. But the interesting thing about J. Marie, it's not a growth company. She's doing this because she wants women who may have trouble with their feet wearing heels to have stylish shoes that are colorful, but they feel good on your feet. That's what she wants. 99 Products is saying, hey, we want you to buy our shoes, and we produce these shoes, but we want you to buy them to be remade. Keep wearing them for a long time. They're not looking at being a growth company. They're basically a service company in the form of a sneaker brand. COMUNITYmade is the same way. Yet, every discussion on sneakers takes place around the same few brands. And that's because they continuously create new. And we are so enamored with the next thing, we don't think about what we're doing with these gigantic collections. Now, I'm going to end this video with a company called the Shloop. Shloop is in Meridian, Mississippi. Now, about 4 years ago, I went down to Meridian, Mississippi to visit the Bloom Algics plant. If you didn't see that video, I'll put it in the description, but it's a whole series. And Bloom Foam, the Algics company and Bloom, they go to where there are algae blooms on lakes, which is killing fish in the lakes and just messing up the ecosystems. And they pull all of the algae out of the lake, they process it and turn it into pieces for foam. Now, Shloop was created by the same people, basically. But Shloop is actually a sneaker manufacturer. This is one of those things where, I tend to get excited. And people are like, well, why are you getting excited, Chris? And I'm like, dude, I started this by explaining that J. Marie is making a sneaker. J. Marie could reach out to Shloop. And this is me connecting the dots. I could write these people and say it, but me doing it in video form helps someone else out there who's thinking about launching a sneaker company. Shloop is in Meridian, Mississippi. They make shoes in Meridian, Mississippi. That's super important. And it's sustainable footwear. So they're making these shoes with sustainable designs and components. So me clicking through here and showing you this is introducing you to Shloop. And I want to go to the gallery because when you click through on the gallery and you start seeing the shoes look a lot like the sneakers that are made at COMUNITYmade, where you get these different designs. They also could be for J. Marie. And with 99 Products, 99 Products could decide to manufacture with Shloop. But I have a feeling 99 Products is going to launch their own manufacturing place. So the topic here, what I'm getting into, is these smaller manufacturing processes in the United States are going to become more important because people like me are going to explain to you why it's important when a shoe has to ship to the United States. And not attacking J. Marie again, or Saucony, or anybody else. I'm not attacking here. I'm simply saying it has to be loaded onto a ship. And that ship carries a ton of containers. There's carbon being produced. The act of manufacturing it and sitting it on warehouse shelves, that's a waste as well. That carbon that's being produced in the transit adds to the carbon footprint of the company. If you're building the products in the US, the carbon footprint decreases. That means you're becoming a more sustainable company. When you think about how much is being produced in the international market in Vietnam and China and these different places, there's no checks and balances for how they're being produced. These are companies that are using, like this sneaker that you see to my side, 100% recycled apparel felt is the upper, 50% recycled Bloom foam, 50% recycled Bloom rubber in the outsole. I can go through these pictures and you can see what's happening. Now, the company that sponsored this video, Sneaker Impact, They are also working on breaking down footwear, right? And recycling footwear to create the materials for a company like Shloop. So Shloop is an intriguing business. I wanted to introduce you to these smaller brands that are taking sustainability seriously and who are doing better work. Now, I could have also gone into talking about some other companies, but I'm not going to do that. I don't want to make this so long that you're like, damn, man, I don't want to see this. I really want you to be engaged in this stuff, man, because I think it's super interesting. And I think sneakerheads, I think the sneaker community is ready for a different discussion. I'm going to try to get down to Shloop because I went down there once before to check out the Bloom factory. I want to see what this factory looks like because the idea that footwear production is going to be taking place less than 4 hours away from me is extremely interesting. I'm in Tennessee, Memphis. Meridian is 4 hours away. This is a big moment. And I know right now someone's like, yeah, but I'm going to still rock them J's. You know what? You can rock your J's. I ain't saying I still have Jordans. I still have Nikes. I still have Adidas. I still have New Balance. I have all of these shoes. I'm still going to buy things that I like. I'm not trying to change you from someone who buys Jordans to buying this because you're probably not going to. You're probably not going to see the benefits of it. But I want you to start learning about it because odds are you're going to want to start your own businesses in some shape, form, or fashion. And you're going to try to figure out how to get to the people. And I want you to know that there are people doing that and that you can do it as well. And I think learning about Shloop is a start. These smaller brands who are taking sustainability seriously should be paid attention to it. I'm simply shining a light on this process. You see the people who are making these shoes down in Meridian, Mississippi. You have to appreciate this. You have to. And if you are considering starting a brand, you should connect with Shloop and look into it because you're going to get a better sneaker. It's going to be better for the environment. And I love the fact that smaller brands are doing things that are a bit more challenging than just dropping another iteration of the same sneaker. You can be stylish. You can do a lot of different things. But you have to start thinking about sustainability and circularity in the sneaker industry. You have to. And that's it. I appreciate the sponsor. Going back over here to Sneaker Impact, you guys can go to Sneaker Impact. You can go to Contact and you can recycle, request a bag, and they will send it to you and you'll be able to recycle those kicks that you just have sitting around. Like, it's time for these to go because it doesn't make sense. I'm not wearing them. And someone could be using these shoes in another place. They are kind of weak though. But you know what? That's for me. Someone else in a place that's not, that doesn't have a lot of sneakers, they could probably use these. And I should not just be sitting on them. I'll see you guys on the next one. More discussions. May do some more basketball stuff, but I hope you appreciated this video. Peace, y'all.